Good morning, everyone, or whatever time it is that you're watching this. This is Miss Grazette, and this is the video for week 4 of the ELA distance learning. It's unit 4, which we're learning about rocks and minerals. In this video, I'm going to go over the entire week, so feel free to pause me at any time if I am talking too quickly or you need to stop and work on day 1 or day 2 and then come back to the video. That is perfectly okay. All right, so in this distance learning unit, we're going to learn how rocks and minerals play an important role in the natural world and in human society. You will come to understand how rocks are formed and changed by the rock cycle and how they can be divided into 3 main categories. You will also learn how rocks contribute to earthquakes, volcanoes, erosion, and fossils, all of which impact people. Now, so the 3 main categories that the rock cycle and rocks can be divided into is igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. So that's igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. So we're going to learn about those 3 main categories and how they all play in with each other. So our lines of inquiry, which just means these are the questions that we're going to study. So what are rocks and minerals and how are they formed? How are rocks and minerals a part of our everyday life? And how can Earth's rocks cause destruction to our land? These are the 3 questions that we need to focus on throughout this unit. So by the end of this unit, you will understand that rocks and minerals are integral or important parts of Earth, layers, landscape, natural disasters, etc. Rocks play a variety of important roles in society and everyday life, and quick changes in the Earth's rocks can be destructive. Our writing focus in this unit is that you're going to write an informational piece that 1. Introduces a topic clearly and groups related information in paragraphs and sections, and includes formatting like headings or illustrations or pictures or multimedia, that's if you're using a computer, when useful to aiding comprehension or your understanding. 2. It develops the topic with facts, definitions, and concrete details, quotations, and other information and examples that's related to the topic. And 3, it links ideas into categories of information using words and phrases. Another, for example, also, and because. So it's using those linking words. 4, uses precise language and domain-specific vocabulary to inform about or explain the topic. So you're using the vocabulary that's on the pages below, and we'll go over that. And 5, provides a concluding statement or section related to the information and explanation presented. So at the end of this 5-week unit, you will become a real life geologist, which is a scientist that studies rocks. And you're going to create a rock and mineral museum display. Okay. So week 4 overview. So the text that we're going to read is Geology, the Study of Rocks by Susan H. Gray, and Rocks, Minerals, and Soils by Susan Meredith. Our text focusing question are what are rocks and minerals and how are they similar and different? The content vocabulary that we're going to see and learn about is geologist, mineral, depend on, element, atom, and crystal. And how this is going to go is day 1, we're going to have an introduction to the unit, and then we're going to look at content vocabulary. And in day 2, we're going to be our first read and read and respond to the text. Day 3 is our second read or reread for comprehension and reread to gather information. And day 4 is a mini lesson and writing in response to text. Now, like I said in the beginning, in this video, I'm going to go over day 1 through 4. So we're going to go this whole video will be the entire week 4. So just pause or stop the video when you are working on day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4 so you don't get overwhelmed. So day 1. Today you will begin to explore the new topic of rocks and minerals and learn vocabulary words. You will see as you read and write about rocks and minerals. Okay, so we're going to read the text below and we're going to fill the KWL chart, which is what you're going to see at the bottom. And you're going to write what you already know about rocks and minerals, what you want to know about, what you want to find out about rocks and minerals. So, have you ever heard of a geologist? Well, a geologist is a person who studies the earth and what it is made of, like rocks, minerals, and fossils. And you see in the first picture, this is a geologist at work. Geologists study rocks and minerals, and geologists study fossils. And I know if you remember in class, we've talked about fossils a couple times before. So today we're going to learn what geologists do. Reading the following 3 pages, then complete the KWL chart. So, studying the earth. Have you ever wondered about the earth you stand on every day? Some places are rugged, with mountains reaching above the clouds. Others are as flat as the eye can see. Deep canyons cut through the land. Winding caves create mazes far below the surface. How and why are these things created? And what exactly is the earth made of? Geologists ask questions like these every day. The many sides of geology. Some geologists study the materials that make up the earth. They learn about the thousands of minerals found on the planet and how they are made. Some study the fossils that appear in rocks. Other geologists look at major structures on the earth's surface, such as mountains, plains, and riverbeds. They figure out how rain can wear down a mountain and how solid materials wash into the ocean. Some geologists even study how these processes might work on other planets. And there's a picture here and it says scientists have developed machines that help determine the age of rocks. If you didn't know, now you know, rocks can have an age. And this machine in this picture is how scientists or geologists find out how long a rock has been around. Okay? And there's a picture up here and it says volcanologists work closely with hot lava and other dangerous materials. Seismologists and volcanologists, watch for rapid changes in the earth. Seismologists keep track of earthquakes to learn why and how they occur. Volcanologists study volcanoes to understand what makes volcanoes erupt. Some geologists look for energy sources. These include oil, natural gas, coal, and areas with geothermal activity. Other geologists look for areas where the rocks are strong and solid. They tell builders that these are the safest places to construct bridges, roads, and buildings. We're at our KWL chart, which is know, wonder, and learn. Now that you know that geologists study rocks and minerals, think about what you already know about rocks and minerals and what you want to learn about them. So know, what do you know about rocks and minerals? And here you can bullet point. You don't have to write complete sentences, but you can bullet point in that box what you already know. Wonder. What do I wonder, or what do I think about, or what do I want to know about rocks and minerals? And learn. What have I learned about rocks and minerals? So what you already know is your prior knowledge. You're accessing your prior knowledge. And all that means is you are thinking about, okay, what do I already know about rocks? I know rocks are hard. I know minerals can come out of the ground. Okay, so I'll write that down. And then wonder, what do I want to know about rocks and minerals? And whatever it is that you want to know, you write that down. And then what have you learned so far based off of what we've read about rocks and minerals? So now we're going to go through the vocabulary. So now you're going to learn new vocabulary words that will help you understand what rocks and minerals are and how they are formed. So for each new word, use the chart below. Read the word and its definition, examine the picture that helps to describe the meaning of the word, and use the word in a sentence. Now, if you can remember from when we were in class, you can study these words using the activity that we used to do on the carpet, which is mirror with words. Okay? So you can do that by yourself. You can actually do it in the mirror, or you can do it with your sibling or family member. So the first word is geologist. So the definition is a person who studies the earth and what it is made of. And then you can use that word in a sentence. So Xavion wanted to be a geologist so he could study how earthquakes and volcanoes affect the earth. So the blanks below want you to take these words, learn the definition, and then make a sentence using that word. So mineral, a solid that has formed in the earth and is made of one type of element. And then here in this box, you're going to go ahead and use the word mineral in a sentence. Depend on. Depend on means to rely or need. A tree depends on water to live. Now, this is already an example sentence. Now, in this box, create your own sentence using the phrase depend on. Element, one of the basic substances that are made of only one kind of atom. And then atom, the smallest particle of a substance that can exist by itself. Everything in the world is made of atoms. Okay, there are trillions and trillions of atoms. An atom is the smallest thing that can exist by itself. So when you're thinking of atoms, you think, okay, there's a cup in front of me. How many atoms make this cup or make the materials that make this cup? So an element is one of the basic substances that are made of only one kind of atom. So many different atoms can join together and make something. But an element, like water, is made of only one kind of atom. That means the same kind of atom forms together to make an element. So water is an element, fire is an element, aluminum is an element, copper is an element, sulfur is an element. If you want to know more about elements, you can definitely look at the periodic table, and you can Google that, and you can see a bunch of different elements. Crystal, a small piece of a substance that has many sides and is formed when the substance turns into a solid. And once again, you're going to make a sentence using those words. Day 2, it's going to be our first read and our respond to the text. Today, we're going to read chapter 1 of Rocks, Minerals, and Soil and answer questions about the text. We're going to read the text below about rocks and minerals, and we're going to add interesting facts that you learn about rocks and minerals to your KWL chart from day 1. You can also find a mini lesson supporting today's learning on the DCPS YouTube channel. If you want to learn more, you can definitely go to that DCPS. You can type into YouTube DCPS, and you can check out a mini lesson talking about rocks and minerals, and you can look at that video if you want some more information. So, chapter 1, Earth's ingredients. Rocks, minerals, and soil make up our solid earth. We depend on them every day. We use rocks, for instance, in all of our street and highways. Our homes and buildings also contain rock, both inside and out. Minerals play a big role in our lives too. Coins and cell phones, computers, and glass all make use of minerals. Wires that carry electricity to our cities and towns contain minerals as well. So do pencils and toothpaste. Our dependency on soil is just as great. Soil is the very ground under our feet. We walk and build on it. We also grow plants in it. Whether it's farmland, prairie, or forest, the plants of the world need soil. The rest of us need plants to survive. Rock basics. Rock is the hard, solid material all around us. Huge masses of rock make up the solid part of Earth. But rocks come in smaller sizes too, from boulders and pebbles to sand and clay. Whatever their size, rocks share something in common. They all consist of minerals. Most rocks contain two or more minerals. Sometimes, though, a